So I don't usually review video games, but The Last of Us came out, and I felt I had to make a review for it. This game is probably one of the best games I played this year, if not one of the best games I've ever played. Now, I do have a PS3, but I'm more of an Xbox guy. I know. That's just my preference. Kind of been with it for 6 years. Kind of converting over to PC now, finding it to be much better. With all that said, it doesn't matter. Now, I've actually only ever bought 3 games for my PS3, and they are Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, and Last of Us. All made by Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is doing something right on this front because every game I play by them is just fucking awesome. First 15 minutes, I heard everybody was like getting emotionally upset. I was upset, but I was more upset because I wanted to play like right after that. This game like throws you 20 years later. I wanted to find out what happens after the apocalypse, like right after. Like I want to see everything that happens right after the apocalypse. I want to see Joel having to deal with everything, the government like come and reinforce things, the uprising of the Fireflies. I thought that would have been really cool, and they kind of just skipped it. That said, I think they'll probably make a prequel or a sequel to this game, and I'm not going to complain. Even as a standalone game, this game is awesome, but I'm expecting a prequel or a sequel for sure. So if you ever played the Walking Dead game by Telltale and watched Children of Men, this game would be the love child of those two. These zombie-like characters in there, even though they're not really dead or anything like that, but they act like zombies. They eat people. They're not exactly zombies, but I'm going to classify them as a kind of zombie. And once this infection hit, or this disease or fungus, whatever it is, once it hit, it pretty much was like the downfall of humanity. That is what started it all. Everything in this game seems to want to kill you. There's nobody you can really trust in this game, and that's kind of what I liked about it. For a post-apocalyptic game, that is what I expect. I expect to not be able to trust anybody, to have to be on my own. But there's a catch with this game, is you're not on your own. You have to escort this girl across cities and states to get her to this one destination, and they have to deal with all this shit along the way. They meet people along the way, and there's some people that you meet and you're just like, fuck, I want to bust your head in a baseball bat. Drive me nuts. But there's others that you're like, okay, I understand where they're coming from. They just want you to get the fuck out of here. But then there's others that you're like, fuck you, I would like to kill all of you. The gameplay throughout it is amazing. The graphics are awesome. But that's not the biggest seller for this game. The biggest seller is actually the character development. And not Joel. You think Joel because you're playing him most of the time. But it's not. It's your little escort sidekick. That's 14-year-old girl. And Ellie is everything I wanted in a post-apocalyptic survivor. Somebody that was born in this world is how I imagined Ellie would be. Now, if you've seen the movie The Road, with Viggo Mortensen and his son, like, traveling this post-apocalyptic world, his son's a little bitch in there. I don't know how they survived that long with that kid being the biggest pussy I've ever seen on screen. I don't understand how somebody could survive like that, being scared of everything, worried about everything all the time. Ellie seemed like she knew what was going to happen. She knew what needed to be done. She doesn't trust anybody. She's got a mouth on her for sure. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She seems to be skilled in a lot of combat and medicine, and she makes this game for me. She's everything I wanted in a game character, and her development throughout the game was amazing. Not just her, but her and Joel together, their relationship as they developed, as they were crossing these states to get to this main objective, was amazing. It was great. Ellie is probably one of the best escort characters I've ever played in any game. Even like if I had a friend following me, she did 10 times better. When you needed her to run, she ran. When you needed her to get down and hide, she did it. When you needed her to attack somebody, she would do it, and she did it very well. When you were attacking somebody and another person sees you, she would jump on their back and take them out. And I love that about her. I love that that's how an escort would be. Somebody that always has your back, always looking out for you. And that is what I liked about the relationship and the game. Scavenging is a big part of this game, which I really like too. I'm not a big like scavenger guy, like taking ingredients and putting them together. Like Skyrim, you have your alchemy and you can put stuff together and you can make potion or whatever. That's never been my thing. It was just always too much for me. I just want to go out there and kill something. This game lets you find certain pieces throughout the world, and as you're finding them, you can combine them together to make Molotov cocktails, med kits, advanced melee weaponry. I thought that was great, and there was just little pieces you'd find at a time. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, how convenient. Oh, you need to go over here to go find something. No, you just come across it because you'd be in a city, and everybody has bottles, some laying around, everybody has paper laying around. So it makes sense to have that kind of stuff in the game. On the other hand, the melee weapons in this game drove me nuts. The baseball bat, where you could only use 4 hits and it would be gone. I kind of understand why they did that, but it's like real world, a baseball bat would not break in 4 hits. But in this game, they kind of are trying to force you to be in a stealth mode. You're limited on ammo. Melee weapons break like crazy, so you're pretty much resorting to sneaking around, trying to get to your objective, to get things done. And now, I've heard people actually ran through this game. I don't know how you did it, because I couldn't find the objective. I had to sneak around and either take people out, or until I got to a safe distance where I felt comfortable, I could pop out and go. I really honed into the stealth part of it, and I was using my bow and arrow like crazy. I was a master at that. That was like the first thing I upgraded was my bow and arrow, because I know in this